The story begins aboard a lavish intergalactic cruise ship, cruising through the star system known for its mystical nebula, a breathtaking stretch of space where shimmering cosmic gases and vibrant nebulae create a surreal environment. The ship is an exclusive vessel, hosting some of the most prestigious travelers from across the galaxy. Among them is Princess Ilara, a member of the Kayanari, a race known for its near-immortal nature. Her people are ancient, with lifespans that span millennia. While many admire her regal presence and unearthly beauty, Ilara feels a deep, almost existential loneliness. Despite her status, she remains profoundly disconnected from the world around her. She can watch civilizations rise and fall, but she is cursed to outlive them all. The Kayanari do not die from age or disease. They live as long as they wish, a gift bestowed upon them by their ancestors. Yet this immortality comes at a price, an unyielding isolation that makes Ilara yearn for something her people cannot understand, the human experience of mortality. With every century that passes, her desire for a connection with someone who experiences life as fleeting as it is intensifies. She longs for a bond, a love that burns brightly and quickly, something she has never had in her endless existence. Ilara spends most of her time on the ship in quiet contemplation, gazing out into the stars, but she often feels the weight of centuries pressing on her, the knowledge that every person she meets will eventually fade away while she remains. Though she has experienced romantic entanglements before, none have left her fulfilled. No one has ever been able to offer her what she truly seeks: genuine, raw emotion rooted in the finite nature of life. Then, one evening, as the ship drifts through the glowing tendrils of the nebula, Ilara encounters Thomas Blackwood, a human passenger. Unlike the others, Thomas does not know who she is. He has no idea she is the princess of an immortal species. Thomas is a traveler with a certain disillusionment about the universe. He is well-traveled, a man who has seen both the wonders and the darkness of the galaxy. Though his face is youthful, his eyes betray a weariness, as though he has lived 1,000 lives in one. He is witty and charismatic, but there is a sharpness to him, something broken or lost beneath the surface that catches Ilara's attention. They meet by chance, seated across from each other at a quiet table in the ship's dining hall. Their conversation begins innocuously enough, small talk about the cruise, the stars, and the grandiose nature of their surroundings. But soon, something deeper begins to stir. Ilara finds herself drawn to Thomas in a way she hasn't felt in centuries. His carefree attitude, the way he looks at life with a mix of humor and resignation, stirs something within her that she had long since thought dormant. She feels a strange magnetic pull toward him. Thomas, in turn, finds Ilara intriguing. Though he is initially unaware of her true identity, he senses there is more to her than meets the eye. Her beauty is undeniable, but it is her quiet vulnerability that captivates him. There's a sadness behind her eyes, a longing he can't quite place, but it draws him in all the same. Over the course of several days, they share more moments together, long conversations under the stars, quiet walks through the ship's gardens, and shared meals that feel surprisingly intimate. Ilara is fascinated by Thomas's perspective on life, his humanity, and his ability to connect with others despite his own burdens. For the first time in a long while, she begins to wonder if this fleeting human might be the connection she has been yearning for, someone who can make her feel alive in a way her immortality never could. But with every passing moment, the reality of their differences looms over her. Thomas is a mortal man, his life destined to end in just a few short decades, while Ilara is a timeless being who could live for centuries to come. Though they are drawn together, their paths are destined to diverge, and Ilara cannot help but feel that she is falling for someone who will never be hers in the way she truly desires. Yet, in these stolen moments, she begins to wonder, could the impossible happen? Could she, a princess of the eternal Kayanari, ever truly find a way to embrace what Thomas represents: mortality, impermanence, and love in its most raw human form? As the days pass on the cruise, Ilara finds herself more deeply enchanted by Thomas. Their conversations have become the highlight of her days, and each shared glance, each subtle touch, fills her with a longing she's never known before. She is falling in love with him, an intense, passionate love that burns brightly against the backdrop of her centuries-long life. Yet with every moment they share, a deep, inevitable truth gnaws at her. No matter how much she desires him, they are ultimately from two different worlds. Thomas, a mortal human, is bound by time, while she is a timeless Kayanari, destined to watch him age, wither, and die. Her immortality has always been both a gift and a curse, and now, standing at the crossroads of a potential love, she feels its weight more than ever. Ilara's immortality is not like the fleeting years humans experience. It's an existence free from the natural bounds of age, disease, and decay. The Kayanari live as long as they wish, enduring millennia without the threat of death or physical suffering. Yet this gift of longevity comes with an unexpected cost: isolation. As her people continue to age only in knowledge, never in body, they grow further detached from the lives of those they interact with. Ilara has watched countless friendships, romances, and alliances fade as time has swept her companions away. She has experienced love before, but it always ended in heartbreak as she realized that no matter how deep the connection, the ephemeral nature of human life meant she would outlive everyone she held dear. This eternal loneliness has left her, yearning for something more, something that a mere mortal might offer. It is this overwhelming desire that drives Ilara to make an impossible proposition. One evening, after yet another long conversation with Thomas, she finds herself unable to keep her feelings hidden any longer. The stars glitter outside the ship's panoramic windows, casting a soft, almost mystical light across the room as she turns to him, her heart racing. She offers him a bargain, one born from desperation and desire. "I will give up my immortality for one night," she says, her voice both steady and filled with a vulnerability she has never shown. "One night to experience everything you can offer me: love, passion, mortality. I will live as you do for one night with you." Thomas, stunned, is taken aback by the magnitude of her words. He is both confused and frightened by the implication of what she is offering. He has always been aware on some level that Ilara is different. There's an air of agelessness about her, something that sets her apart from the others on the ship, but to hear her speak of immortality as a burden and to offer to give it up for a fleeting moment with him is almost too much to process. His mind races as he weighs her offer. He has never believed in true love, always skeptical of the notion that anyone could be as perfect as Ilara seems. But her words, her vulnerability, speak to something deep within him. A part of Thomas is terrified by the consequences of such a choice. He knows that by agreeing he is stepping into uncharted territory. If Ilara sacrifices her immortality, there will be no turning back. The notion of an immortal being, a princess, giving up centuries of life for the fleeting gift of one night with him seems impossible. How can he, a mortal man, justify taking something so precious away from her? But as the days stretch on, and the connection between them deepens, Thomas begins to understand what Ilara is offering. He realizes that for her, immortality is not a blessing. It's a curse. The prospect of sharing a single night with someone who can offer her the raw, intense experience of human love and mortality, something she's never known, is a sacrifice she is willing to make. It is not a decision made lightly. It is a reflection of how deeply she cares for him, how much she desires to experience life in its most fleeting, passionate form. Finally, after much internal conflict, Thomas agrees. His decision comes from a place of deep love and compassion for Ilara, even as he grapples with the enormity of what she is about to give up. He promises to be with her for one night, not knowing how he will be able to make it worthy of the sacrifice she is making, but determined to offer her something real, a human experience of love unburdened by time, full of meaning and feeling. As they agree on the terms of the bargain, a sense of finality hangs in the air. The unspoken weight of their decision settles over them. They are about to step into an unknown, a moment that will forever alter the course of their lives. For Alara, the cost is clear. Immort. The night that follows Alara's decision to forego her immortality is one filled with emotions neither she nor Thomas could have anticipated. As the transformation takes place, Alara experiences the pain of becoming mortal. Her once glowing skin loses its otherworldly sheen and her senses, sharp and keen for centuries, dull in an instant. Every shift in her body, every feeling of weakness and exhaustion, reminds her of the irreversible nature of her choice. Her body, once impervious to time, now feels the weight of it. The transformation, though beautiful, is not without its agony. Yet in that pain, there is a rawness that Alara has never known, a new kind of aliveness that pulses through her veins. She looks at Thomas as she undergoes this process, seeing the astonished yet empathetic look on his face. For the first time, she feels vulnerable, and the emotions she's longed to experience now flood her. Fear, joy, and the rush of being fully present in a fleeting moment. But amidst the fear, there is exhilaration. Alara is no longer untouchable. She is human, capable of both pleasure and pain, love and loss. Thomas, for his part, watches in awe. At first, he doesn't fully understand the magnitude of what Alara has just given up. Her immortality, once a core part of her being, is gone in a moment, leaving only the woman standing before him. But as the night deepens, and Alara becomes more human, he realizes just how significant this is, not just for her, but for their connection. She has chosen him, and this night, this single imperfect moment, is all they have. The evening is spent exploring each other's world in a way they've never been able to before. Without the weight of Alara's immortality and the distance it put between them, they are able to connect on a level neither thought possible. They share stories of their lives. Thomas speaking of his travels, the people he's met, the joys and regrets that come with being human. Alara, in turn, speaks of her centuries of existence, her alien perspective on the passage of time, and the isolation that has defined her life. The more they talk, the more they realize how similar they truly are, despite their vastly different backgrounds. As the night deepens, the connection between them intensifies. They share moments of quiet intimacy, unspoken understanding passing between them in the space between words. The night, though short, is filled with deep conversations, tender gestures and passionate embraces. Each touch, each kiss is heightened by the knowledge that this is all they will have, their love. Burning brightly but briefly, a star that will fade with the first light of dawn. For Alara, every second is a revelation. She had never known the simple pleasures of human affection, how deeply love could be felt in the present moment, how much could be shared with another soul in such a short amount of time. The vulnerability she had always feared has become her greatest source of joy. She revels in the fleeting nature of their love, understanding now why humans cherish every moment they have, knowing how fragile life truly is. For Thomas, the night is both a blessing and a sorrow. He can sense Alara's joy, but he also feels the sadness that lurks beneath it. He knows their time together is limited, and the idea of saying goodbye in the morning is something he dreads. As the night draws to a close, Alara and Thomas stand at the ship's observation deck, gazing out into the vast expanse of space. Alara, now fully human, feels the chill of the cosmic winds on her skin, a feeling that once seemed distant, but now is immediate, real, and urgent. She feels the weight of her mortality settling in, and for the first time she understands what it means to live fully in the moment. Their love, intense and fleeting, is all they have, and for Alara, it is more than enough. The final moments of their night together are bittersweet, filled with a mixture of joy and sorrow, pleasure and pain. They know that this is the only night they will ever have like this. When the dawn arrives, everything will change, but for now, they are content to simply be together, knowing they have experienced something transcendent, a love that, though short-lived, will remain with them forever. As the first rays of dawn break over the horizon, Alara finds herself acutely aware of the transformation she's undergone. The vibrant celestial glow that once marked her as a Kianari princess is now gone. The immortality that defined her existence has been stripped away, and she feels the full weight of her decision. The human experience she so desperately sought, the ability to feel mortality, to embrace life with a sense of fleeting urgency, has become her reality. But with this new reality comes an undeniable shift. Her body, once ageless and impervious to the passage of time, is now subject to the same limitations as Thomas's. She feels every ache, every tired muscle, every moment of weakness. The price of her choice is beginning to show, and she can't ignore the physical toll. Ilara stands beside Thomas, the first true test of their bond looming before them. For the first time, she knows she is vulnerable, not just to death, but to the passage of time, to the certainty of decay. The immortality that once allowed her to look down on the transient nature of life has now been replaced with an urgent awareness that everything she holds dear will eventually slip away. She is no longer the untouchable princess, but a human woman who must face the fleeting nature of existence. Her thoughts are clouded with doubt. Was it worth it? Was the joy of experiencing human emotion and the depth of a mortal connection worth the permanence of losing eternity? Thomas, too, feels the weight of the choice. He has always been a man of limited time, his lifespan, relatively brief in comparison to Ilara's former immortality, now carries an even greater significance. He understands that no matter what happens next, their time together will always be brief. There's a painful beauty in that, but it's also terrifying. He cannot promise her forever. Even if they are able to remain together for many years, those years will eventually end. And unlike Ilara, Thomas has never had the luxury of eternity to prepare for that loss. In the quiet moments that follow the fading of the night, Ilara knows what she must do. The weight of her decision presses on her chest, but she also knows that this moment, though fleeting, has allowed her to experience something she would never have had otherwise: the pure, vulnerable love of a human. For the first time in centuries, she feels truly alive. This experience has been worth the sacrifice, but now, standing in the cold light of morning, she must confront the reality of what comes next. Will she return to her immortality, where she can live eternally but remain forever isolated? Or will she continue her life as a mortal, bound by the same fleeting time as Thomas? Thomas, understanding the depth of Ilara's dilemma, offers his support without hesitation. He knows that regardless of her choice, their bond will forever be marked by the truth of what they've shared. He loves her deeply, but he also knows that he cannot offer her the eternity she once had. His life, bound by time, will end long before hers would have. His acceptance of her decision is filled with love, but there is also sadness. He wants to give her everything, even if it's a lifetime of moments that will eventually slip away. After much reflection, Ilara makes her choice. With a heavy heart, she decides not to reclaim her immortality. The decision is not made lightly, and the fear of losing everything she's known is palpable. But for the first time, she realizes that it is not the eternity she wants. It is the fleeting moments, the shared experiences, and the love that can only exist in a world where death is a certainty. She chooses to embrace the mortal life she has now, willing to face its inevitable end with the man she loves, choosing a life of brief but meaningful connection over the eternity of solitude she once knew. As they walk hand in hand into the future, Ilara feels a deep sense of peace. Their time together may be short, but it is real. The story ends with them sharing a quiet moment, fully aware that life is fleeting, but it is in the fleeting that true beauty lies. Their love, though brief, will burn brightly, a testament to the power of choosing to live fully even for a moment.